Well, one book I'm reading right now is called Zero to One. It's by Peter Thiel. He's the co-founder of PayPal.
Really?
Yeah, and this book kind of is changing the way that I view business. One of the principles he talks about in the book, which I feel is very contrarian, is he states that companies that have kind of a monopoly in a certain industry,
Right.
they can be actually very beneficial. And when consumers think of monopolies, you think of, oh, they can just raise the price of their products and it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what he says is, when a company has a monopoly in a certain field, they don't have to worry about spending money on, marketing to outmaneuver their competitors. So what they can do instead is, spend money on research and development. That's why a lot of these companies, let's just say Apple, for example.
Yeah.
There was a while where if you wanted a smartphone, you'd have to buy, an Apple product, right?
I guess so. Yeah, I feel like but I feel like it was on its own. It was a whole different market. I feel like recently Samsung and all the companies have caught it, but I get what you mean.
So, but for a while though, they had that market,
right?
And now they, because of that, they were able to just spend so much money on research and development, and now we consider them one of the most innovative companies, right?
Yeah, I guess you can look at it that way, but I feel like from a perspective too, I feel like if you're not competing with anyone, why spend money to make your product better? I feel like
because there's money to be made, Raj. Let's think of Google.
Okay, yeah.
For a while, I mean, still is, right? I mean, if you want a search engine, you're using Google
or Mozilla.
I'm unsure if anyone's using that.
A lot of people
Mozilla
Firefox. Yeah.
I said search engine, not browser. It's all right. We make mistakes sometimes, Raj.
Bing. Everyone uses Bing.
Yeah. So so they made this product or this service, I guess, a search engine. No one could compete with it.
Right.
And now they have products like phones. Okay, they have the smart things like Google Assistant, and part of that is just because they had no competitors. They could just spend money on research and development.
I mean, I guess you can look at it that way. I don't know. I feel like
that's something that just kind of changed my mind. I mean, yeah, sure, monopolies. They're not good, but when you look at the companies that are innovating the most, they have they have a chokehold on some industry.
True.
And to make it so that they aren't a monopoly, so they aren't considered by the law as monopoly, that's why they innovate. So they go into other industries.
True.
So it's like Apple's not just a phone company.
Right. I mean, and also if you look at it this way, I mean, technically for its time, PayPal was pretty much on its own. There was nothing on its level. And I mean, what they were called the PayPal Mafia. Actually, you know what's weird? The people that created YouTube, I'm pretty sure, were also part of that group. That created PayPal.
Perhaps.
I think the two or three guys that created YouTube were part of that. More importantly, though, and I'm pretty sure everyone should know this, one of the most famous people from that kind of group of PayPal creators is Elon Musk.
Really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure it's Peter too. Actually, there's a funny story. It goes when the PayPal people were meeting and everything, I think Elon Musk had recently bought a McLaren F1, which is $1 million car, and was driving. What's his name?
Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel in it. He's and Peter Thiel's how fast can this go? And then Elon Musk is I don't know, let's see. Crashes the car, totals it completely. Both of them were fine, but that was $1 million car gone down the drain.
Yeah, another interesting part of the book that Peter Thiel talks about is a lot of times you look at these past people that we think are geniuses, like Bill Gates,
right,
and Mark Zuckerberg, and we learn about their life and we think, how can I be the next Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he makes the point that the truth is the next Mark Zuckerberg, he's not going to make a social network, right? He's going to do something completely different. And so he's, again, just stressing innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says every new innovation is unique. So there's no formula to success.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, don't you? I'm not sure if you look at this, but you know some of those stupid ads on the internet that basically say 10 rules for success,
Yeah.
or like they'll be like, oh, follow this exact thing, you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's not true. It's garbage. It doesn't work like that.
Right. You know, that actually relates to what he says in the book. He says that one question he'll ask when he's as an employer, when he's giving a job interview.
Yeah.
He asks the candidate, he says, "What important truth do you have that very few people agree with you on?" And I think that's a great interview question, because that forces the candidate to think outside the box, and it shows you how creative they are.
Right.